Hi, I'm John. Okay, picture this. You put a pot of water on the stove, turn up the heat, and after a while, bubbles start dancing up to the surface. And if you're like me, you've probably wondered, why do bubbles even show up when water boils? Is the water just burping? Well, here's the cool science behind it. Water, like everything else, is made of tiny molecules. These molecules are constantly moving around, but when the water is cold, they move pretty slowly. Now, when you start heating it, you're basically giving those molecules extra energy. They start jiggling, bumping, and zipping around faster and faster. At first, those little bubbles you see forming at the bottom of the pan aren't even steam yet. They're just dissolved air and gases that were hanging out in the water. Heating the water kicks them out, kind of like shaking a soda bottle makes bubbles appear. That's stage one. Now comes the real action. As the heat cranks up, the water molecules near the bottom get so much energy that they escape from being a liquid and turn into gas. That's water vapor. And water vapor takes up way more space than liquid water, so it forms those big, round bubbles. But here's the funny part. The bubbles don't just rise immediately. At first, the cooler water sitting above squashes them back down. Only when the whole pot reaches boiling temperature, 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit at sea level, do those bubbles survive the journey to the top. That's why you see the rolling boil, with bubbles racing up non-stop like they're in a marathon. And if you've ever noticed, the higher up a mountain you go, water boils faster. That's because the air pressure is lower, so bubbles don't have to fight as hard to grow and rise. Meaning, you could cook pasta faster on a mountain, but it might not cook as well because the boiling point is lower. Funny trade-off, right? So, in short, bubbles in boiling water are water molecules turning into vapor and escaping into the air. It's like the water is throwing a giant bubble party, celebrating its new gas form. And every time you hear that bloop, it's basically water molecules shouting, "Freedom!"